price-wise, not a ton has happened. We had a dump, then we had a pump. Everyone thought we were going back up. Really, and I posted this, I said, I think the fun is in the altcoin realm right now because, you know, Bitcoin, every time it dumps, altcoins get smoked. And every time it bounces back, we see altcoins bounce like crazy. So if you look at the price of the strongest altcoins right here. So let's go look at December 7th prices for some of the strong coins. And what you're going to notice is on December 7th, these coins were here. Then this dump happened. Those coins went like this. Then this pump happened. We made a lower high on Bitcoin, but a bunch of these alts made higher highs. Then this dump happened. Higher low, another pump, another lower high, and these alts are in an uptrend. So effectively what you're seeing is the really strong altcoins, while Bitcoin is kind of, you know, going sideways a little bit, altcoins are in an uptrend. Now, what does that mean? It can be interpreted a lot of ways. It can be interpreted in terms of where we are within the rally. It could be interpreted in just relative strength of certain assets. It could be interpreted in Bitcoin itself. Is it getting a little bit weaker? There's a lot that we can look at, but in my opinion, right now, if you're day trading, the markets to be playing right now, in my opinion, are the altcoin markets because, you know, Bitcoin, maybe it is, you know, this is a what? This was a decent dump, 10%, right? Then a, you know, 9% pump. And then this was a 6 or 7% dump. And then this is a, you know, 6 or 7% pump. But a lot of these altcoins are going up 20%, pulling back 15%, going up another 20%. So the volatility right now is in those altcoin markets, in my opinion. So if you're a day trader, I think that's where you want to be spending your time. And it can be on the long and short side because when Bitcoin does pull back, these altcoins are dumping pretty hard, but the strong ones are recovering very aggressively and oftentimes making new highs. So I'm going to demonstrate what I just explained to you there. So we have Friday, December 8th as the high. Let's go look at one of the strongest coins in the market here, INJ. So you can see here pretty clearly, and so you can see my cursor will be at the same date on both charts. Look at where Bitcoin is and look where INJ is. INJ is at $16, okay? $16 when Bitcoin made its high. Bitcoin then pulled back 10%. INJ pulled back even more, 20%. Bitcoin then bounced 8%. Here's where the next high is on the 13th. From there to there, INJ is up a 2x basically. Bitcoin pulls back again right here. INJ pulls back even more than Bitcoin, another sharp 15 to 20% pullback. What happens today when Bitcoin basically rallies back? INJ puts in another 40% rally. So while Bitcoin effectively made a high, a low, a lower high, an equal low, and then another lower high. This is the Bitcoin price action, basically sideways. INJ did this, right? So in terms of what asset you want to pay attention to, what assets you want to trade, I made a tweet about exactly this. I said, when Bitcoin has these pullbacks, your job is to go find the altcoins that are the most reflexive, that are having the most positive reaction to that Bitcoin sell-off. INJ is a perfect example. So here's the start of December, right? So we did have this big up move to start the month, but for the last 2 weeks, we've gone sideways. We're in a 10% range. That's it. If I were to eliminate all these drawings here, this is the last 2 weeks on Bitcoin. This is the same 2-week period on INJ. Which of these assets do you think you want to be trading, right? It's the obvious answer. And INJ is not the only coin who did this. There's other coins that also had a similar effect. Now, TIA been another massively strong coin. Here is the high on Bitcoin. There's the pullback. Bitcoin makes a lower high. TIA makes a new high. Now, TIA, maybe it's slowing down a little bit. I don't know. Maybe INJ is slowing down a bit. This is quite parabolic. I mean, this thing is literally, since the start of November, it's up 200%. But my point is, there's a lot of coins that look like these two that you can be trading instead of just trying to trade Bitcoin back and forth or Ethereum back and forth. Let's look at Woo. Someone suggested Woo. Same thing. Here is the high on Bitcoin right here. So Bitcoin makes its high, and that's the high on Bitcoin. Woo is up 100%. Okay, so there's lots of coins that you can be going in and finding. I mean, Solana still, even though this thing has been rallying like crazy, it still managed to make a slightly higher high. But look at this. This looks a whole lot more like Bitcoin, right? Just kind of going sideways here, right? Whereas INJ, TIA, Woo, right? There's a ton of coins that are just straight up going vertical still. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's some very strong markets out there that you can be focusing on trading as opposed to, you know, staring and worrying about Bitcoin. What you can do is you can use Bitcoin as a barometer for when to get into those alts. So if you have a very good read on Bitcoin and you say, hey, you know, like I did, I said, hey, I think Bitcoin is going to pull back here from this level. I gave you all the reason why, right? We had the internal range market structure break, we had the 12-hour breaker, blah, blah, blah. So if you're able to time this move, guess what? That's a good time to short those alts because they're overperforming in both directions. If you think Bitcoin's going to bounce here from the range lows, well, instead of longing Bitcoin here, why aren't you longing TIA or WOO or INJ or one of these other coins that are reflexive to the upside? That's your job right now. So I know that you're always going to feel like, I wrote a tweet about this, like you're always going to feel like you're missing out, right? You got Ansem tweeting out a new meme coin every single day. You got, you know, some other guy or girl tweeting out some coin that they're in that went up 100% and the coin that you're in only went up 30%. Or there's always, you know, everyone was trading on Sol. Now everyone's trading on INJ. Now they're doing BTC inscriptions. Fucking, I don't know. There's always going to be something that is outperforming the thing that you're in all the time. And having been around for multiple cycles now, something that many of you are probably experiencing is paralysis by analysis. So I'm going to explain what that is, and you tell me in the chat if this is something that you feel like you're suffering from right now in the market. So paralysis by analysis, it's very similar to kind of procrastination in a sense, where there's just so much going on. You're saying, oh my God, this is going, NFTs, Solana chain, meme coins, IDOs and private sales and fucking this and that you don't do anything. So there's so much going on. You're so overwhelmed that you end up missing all of it. Does that sound familiar? Is that a feeling that many of you are feeling right now? Trust me, this is a super, super common thing. And one of the things that makes it worse is Twitter. It is social media because you have all of these people posting all of this different shit at the same time. But what you need to realize is nobody is catching every single one of these things. It might seem like some person is in every single move. They're not. Just like people make it seem like they're right. Every time price goes up, they were long. Every time it goes down, they were short. And it makes you feel like you're underperforming and like you're inadequate and you're not doing enough and you're missing stuff. Don't worry about it. Accept that you're going to get things wrong. Accept that you are going to miss trades. It's part of the process. You're not going to catch every single fucking meme coin and then rotate it perfectly into the next one and then rotate it perfectly into the next one. Because for every meme coin that goes up 1000x that someone was in and you weren't, there's 1,000 of them that got rugged and went to zero. So don't let yourself get so overstimulated that you don't do anything. Now is the time to be locked in. Now is the time to be focused and working hard. I'm not saying you got to be on your computer 24 hours a day, but you definitely need to be putting in some focused work time and positioning yourself and taking advantage of the volatility. We are traders. We are volatility seekers. All we care about is volatility, whether it's to the upside or downside. That is required for us to make money. You do not make as much money when the market is just going sideways. You make the most money when we have massive ups and downs, volatility. Don't be so overstimulated that you do nothing, but don't allow that overstimulation to get you down and make you feel like you're underperforming, because it doesn't matter what Ansem is doing, what I'm doing, what Rookie's doing, what whoever's doing. It's you versus you. I can tell you every single trade I take and I can flash a P&L card. I can post these coins that I'm in. That doesn't make you money unless you're actually taking those trades. It's you versus you. It's you versus your P&L. So don't allow that overstimulation to paralyze you, but at the same time, realize that there's so much opportunity going on. You need to be putting in the work and you need to be finding a few things. One, where those opportunities are. Two, opportunities that you feel comfortable capitalizing on. Okay, so maybe those opportunities are in meme coins. Maybe it's just trading altcoins. Maybe it's doing something else. I don't know, but it's not about catching every single move. It's not about catching the biggest move, but you need to be taking advantage advantage of this volatility and you need to be taking trades and taking shots. Now's the time to start throwing darts and trying to make some money. And you should have been over the last several months since we've been in this uptrend. But don't let stuff you see on Twitter make you feel like, oh fuck, I'm missing everything. The bull run's going on without me, and then you don't end up doing shit. Get your head in the game. Tons of opportunities out there. If you missed one, so fucking what? There's gonna be another one. There was the fucking whatever coin Ansem was shilling. Now there's a new one. Then there's gonna be another new one. So don't worry about it. And maybe meme coins aren't for you. Maybe you don't want to trade on a on-chain meme coin. That's fine. But I just showed you a couple of altcoins that are up 100% in the last 2 weeks. There's money to be made everywhere. You just need to be paying attention and looking for it. And don't allow the fact that there's other people making money different ways. Maybe they're making more, or you're not in some fucking coin, negatively affect you so much that you're not doing shit. Because trust me, I know the feeling of the overstimulation where you've got so many things going on that you end up missing everything. Don't stress, man. Don't stress. It's game time. It's time to pay attention, but you're gonna miss so much shit. Who cares that you missed bonk? Like, it's so easy to look at bonk and be, oh, if I just would have bought it. Look, I mean, I fucking charted bonk down here. Look at when I charted bonk down here. Anyone remember this? This was only a few weeks ago. How much is it up since then? 600% since I charted it and said it was gonna go up. Guess what? I didn't buy any. I bought 0 bonk, even though I analyzed it and I said this looks good. But guess what? Who fucking cares? I'm not in it. I missed it. It fucking happens, right? Anyone can sit here and look at a chart and say, oh man, if I would have just bought this back here, I'd be up so much money. Guess what? You fucking didn't, did ya? Right? So stop fucking worrying about it. It's like the #1 cope mechanism. If I would have bought this here, I would be up so much money. If you would have bought Bitcoin in 2009, you'd be a billionaire. Or except maybe you won't, because when it was a penny, you probably would have sold it at 2 pennies. It's such a useless bullshit coping tactic to say I would have done this. No, you probably wouldn't have, because if you were gonna do it, you would have done it. You didn't. No use crying over spilt milk, right? It's over. Move on. As soon as you get out of a trade, you have no business with what happens next. It doesn't matter if you would have held it longer, you would have made a little bit more money. It's over. Move on to the next one. Same thing goes for these fucking altcoins. You will always be able to go find something and say, I should have just done this. I should have just done this. But you didn't do it, did you? So move the fuck on. Get over it.